Torin. I'll get you introduced to the game and you can play around a bit. Also, because then, I mean, the server's open, so when we're done, you can keep on playing. You can also play with others, etc. So you have you have a lot of freedom there. But I'll take you into some of the boss encounters and unlock some areas, etc. That might take a little bit longer to get to. Then you can record there. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
All right. Then let me just create a party. And if you are in the game now, right?
I am at the splash screen.
Okay, then keep going, and then let me know when you are in like a lobby like environment or
Yeah, no problem.
haven, magical place.
Well, while we wait, how long have you
Yep.
guys been developing Bay or F4E as it was called?
3 to 4 years, but obviously in the beginning, then it starts off as like a small group of people breaking up from the other games that we've had, and then they start up some R&D and work on it slowly. Then when they're comfortable, then they go on into prototyping, and then we slowly grow the team in size and put more people on it. So, but like from beginning to end, it's 3 to 4 years, and we've been through different iterations and different. A lot of changes, obviously, as you prototype and discover things along the way.
So the game is officially called Vaultbreakers. When did that name get finalized? Because I know it's Project Bay or F4E.
Yes.
It was called a prologue for a while.
Yep. Yeah, we've had different interim names for it. Yeah, so it was last year. We've had the law and the thematics for the game in place for a while. So we've had the name actually also settled on for a while. Also because you need to apply for the rights and trademarks for names. But we just wanted to reveal it together with a big trailer, and when we felt very comfortable in the gameplay, and that's now. So mid last year, I would say.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm just trying to drag this out because I am I am getting into the game now. I just have to wait for it to load it. All right, cool. So I am now in. It has me talk to Milloween, the character. I see.
Before we start, I just want to make sure that you're on the right one. So build version down in the left corner should end in 74078.
Yes.
The build date, 23. Good. Sometimes people don't get the proper update, and then spend a lot of time just running by each other.
Okay.
All right. If you go up to party in the right corner, you should see a list of available parties, and there should be one for Cicero. You clicked on it, it seems. I think you're joining. All right. Cool. Now, yeah, you had more questions before we kick off, then.
Yes. In the character screen, I've noticed that there are a total of 2, 4, 6, 8 characters, with 5 of them being available right now.
There will be many more characters later. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Are these the 8 that we were looking forward to at launch, or is this just for during the test build?
No. This is some. The other 3 are in progress at different stages.
Okay.
And, we actually have 5 now. There's one you unlock through just wishlisting. The one says unlock now.
Thora.
And then yeah, exactly. And then the plan is to launch with more. And then it's the type of game where it'll run as a game as a service, and then we'll have seasons. And then for each of the bigger seasons, there'll be more content, like more characters. So the list is going to grow.
See, my little guy, area damage. Crowd. I'm always for characters that can do crowd control.
Yeah, we can walk through the different ones, and you can play this. Walk you through the abilities. Like they, yeah, 3 of them have some form of crowd control. So this is the tanky medium brawler guy. It's not that he can't do any damage, don't worry, but it's the most tanky one, and it's obviously melee. It's freeze or ice themed. So you have some stacks that you apply to enemies, chill stacks it's called. and when there are 4 of them on an enemy around you, then your Q ability comes online, and we can actually run out. Let's do it properly. There's some dummies out here. So you apply chill, and when there's 4 of them, then your Q comes online, which can stun and do a lot of damage. So your basic attack, one thing to note is that you can tap it, and you can also charge it up.
Okay, so yeah, if I tap, I can hit 1 and then charge. I can hit multiple enemies.
Yeah, you hit in a cone, and it also deals more damage. And then if you fully charge, you will apply a stack of chill to each of the targets you hit. That's the light blue thing that you'll see on the side of them. And then actually let me swap over. Get the names proper. So you can see that you've already figured out that your Q is not available unless there's some exactly like that. Then on space is your panic button. It's immunity for 3 seconds, and then you explode and deal damage to everything around you. You will also see that you have this blue bar underneath your health, and if you look at the wild swing, like your first ability, then you gain energy when you hit targets with it. You can see the bar goes up, and then that all feeds into your ultra ability. When you fire it off, you're shooting these little owls that he has on his shield, and and then it consumes all your energy, and the more energy you have, the more of them you will fire off, and each of them will chill and deal damage, and it is done. So that is the Frost Barbarian, or Björnir. We can swap over to the little lightning mage. So this is a Sparkwing. Got more mobility, has this dash on a shorter cooldown than the other one. It's also an iframe, so when you use it, you are immune. So you can use it through lasers or through a damaging effect, and you'll be fine. Then that one exactly. Each of the characters they have, you see the smaller square next to your ultra, the R ability. That's a passive, and those are everything is unique for your class. But that explains generally how you play around with energy and like the unique mechanic around the character. So for you, it's like every ability and every basic attack applies this sap effect, and if you reapply it on a target that already has it, then you deal damage. But then more importantly, a bunch of your abilities will have extra effects going from that. So if something is sapped and I use flashbang, they get stunned. Then your spacebar here is the dash, as I mentioned, as opposed to an immunity. And then the ultra again consumes your energy and creates these orbs that deal damage. For each of the character kits, they start out with these abilities, and then as you level up, you can click on perks. You probably don't have it unlocked yet. Anyway, you level up, and then you can slot in 4 different passive abilities as well to customize your character together with your gear. Oh, I should probably ask: Have you played other extraction games?
I've experimented with a few, some of them that were still in the testing phase, but nothing that was fully released.
Okay, so not Tarkov or Dark and Darker, Secrets of Skyville or something?
No, I haven't played those.
Oh. Alright. But the concept is the same as it is there, like in the extraction shooter genre, is that we go into a mission, and then any gear you bring in, you obviously bring with you. Then anything you find in there, you can equip and carry, etc. If you die, then you lose everything you are carrying. In our game, we have a little bit, you keep some materials to use for crafting, but you generally lose all the stuff you've equipped. And if you extract, then you keep it all. And then you go out, you level up, you have crafting, you have perks, you have artifacts, etc. And then that's the loop. And then you go in again, either with nothing, if you don't want to risk something, or go in with the best gear you have if you feel up for it. That's the core loop. Cool. You have the ranger, I can see. You tried it a little bit already.
Oh, yes, while listening, I was testing out some of the other characters.
Cool. This is a range single target focus. A lot of damage and mobility, but no real CC other than this one, the one you did there, that slows a little bit if you manage to hit with it. But it's not very long duration compared to some of the other things. You will spawn these flowers, which give you attack speed buffs. As you can see, the basic attack is a lot faster when you have it on. And the way it gets spawned is you generate energy. You can see that growing underneath your health bar. When it gets to full, then it'll spawn the flowers. It's also mentioned on the small passive ability that you see there. So basically get to 100 energy, and then it spawns 2 of the flowers. It lasts for 12 seconds, and they give attack speed for 7 seconds if you pick them up. Cool. So yeah, and that ultra ability really sucks to get hit by that one. Quite powerful. So think of it also as it's very good at ambushing from bushes and other things. And then we can try the last one, the druid. So the character identity here in the little mini game is around spawning flowers. You can see you spawn this flower. It's a little bit behind it now, but spawns randomly near a target when you hit them. And then anything that you attack successfully, they will shoot at as well. And then a bunch of the abilities are around that. The Q is a root that also spawns more flowers. And then your right click will, among other things, double the amount of flowers that it hits. So all of a sudden I have this whole army of these shooty flowers that will shoot at anything that I hit. And then you also have a dash that I think is fine. The druid has something called empowered. So when you get enough energy, again you build that up through the basic attacks of yourself or your flowers. You build energy, and when you have enough, you will see that the abilities will glow around them, and then they use an empowered version. So for your right-click ability, it'll be that it deals it's a bigger area and deals more damage. The root cage, so the root spell, will have a much bigger area. The space bar or the dash will deal damage when you where you end, and then the ultimate will deal a lot more damage when it's going up.
I do have Thorna.
Sure. Let's look at that as well.
Thora. Yeah, I do have Thora.
Yeah, it's a little bit requires a bit more skill. That's also why we've locked it. You can see we put difficulty on them. The main reason is that she can be really powerful, and especially the people that have played it for a long time. Some of our in-house QA will swear to her. But it's a melee, and she's not as tanky as the other melee. So as a starting character, it can be tough. But it's because it's a single target melee with a little bit of AoE abilities as well. And then she manipulates wounds quite a bit. We have a wound system in the game where when you take damage, half of it becomes wounds that will slowly regenerate over time. And half of it is lost, like regular health. And then as you can see, you can basically wound yourself. And then she has a couple of other abilities that will regain wounds, but not lost health.
She's more of a sacrificial kind of player.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, the mechanic of sacrificing health is also part of making it difficult. Because if you do it at the wrong times, then new players will struggle with it. But I think it's cool and fun to play, but can't be difficult. Okay. All right, which one do you want to try?
So it's a high risk, high reward type of gameplay.
Yes. It's a little bit easier in duos, of course, because another player has to support. Alright, we should probably start. I was hoping we can go 2 or 3 missions, but then we should probably start now.
Sure, no problem.
Cool. Then just click on teleport in the lower right corner. It should say searching. Okay. Done it correctly.
Okay, is there? Oh, there we go.
I couldn't hear you. There you go. Yeah, so normally when we have our big test, then as soon as there are 10 players ready, it'll put them in a match. But when we're doing these kind of exclusive tests, we don't have as many players in there. So there'll be a little bit of a wait where I can ask some other questions if you have some, or I can just show you a bit more.
So when it comes to storytelling for this game, is it one of those there will be cutscenes, or is it more like a codex that's in the game? How is storytelling told? How is story told in this game?
Generally through the quest. We have this think of it as WoW or MMO-based quest system. Also similar seen in RPGs. But we have a ton of NPCs that each have their own story and personality and agenda, and then you interact with them. Some of them are only quest givers. Others will also have another function, like this is a vendor where you can buy and sell stuff. And then a bunch of other NPCs that have other functions that unlock as you do quests for them.
Okay, so it works kind of like an MMO.
Yes, we often talk about like it's an extraction game, but I've played, spent too much time playing open world MMO, PvP MMO games for the last 20 years. And I realized that this whole extraction genre is basically that condensed. Like that experience of running around in an open world environment and not knowing who else is there, but knowing that it might not be balanced. That's a big part of the extraction game. That it's not necessarily completely fair, even though there's matchmaking trying to account for making sure people are roughly the same.
Right.
Then we also here put solos together with duos. They do get above the solo players, but that kind of like uncertainty is a big part of it, and it creates a lot of tension.
So if I were to run this solo, is it feasible?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually primarily play solo.
Okay.
If you go, do you have? You probably don't have perks unlocked yet, right? In the top menu, can you click on perks?
Yes.
Okay. If you see right next to the numbers, then there's something called Lone Wolf, and it's basically like if you are running on a mission alone, you gain this buff, which is significant. It makes you think of it as like a character and a half. So you're still going to be, if you meet a duo and just run into them, then they will likely be able to take you out. But if you play it smart and try to isolate them or break them off or hit them when they're already wounded, set up an ambush, etc., then you can take out one or both of them. So that's how it's currently functioning. And then we eventually want to move to having trios again. So that will be the max. So like 3-man teams is the goal. We've disabled it right now because it was hard, both ensuring balance, that it wasn't just like impossible for solo against trio, but also to ensure that the PvE monsters are challenging for trios without being completely impossible for solos, or something else around that. It should probably also be mentioned that regularly, normally in top-down games, ARPGs or similar, then enemies will not hit that hard, and you kind of always take a little bit of a chip damage, and it's like attrition-based in that way. And we have gone for a different approach, where we wanted to be much more serious. We wanted to have consequences if you get hit. So what we've done is that the enemies don't have any automatic damage that you take when you're near them that you can't avoid. So all of their attacks are telegraphed quite clearly, we feel, and we keep tweaking on that. So you should just step out or look at animations or make sure you don't get hit. And then if you do get hit, then you will feel it much more so than in other similar games. So think of it as a little bit of a Dark Soul kind of atmosphere around how you feel about getting hit. That should be it, at least. All right. I guess you're still getting the tutorial for the map, but basically if you press M, you see the map that we're in. If you move around, you can see our arrows down in the bottom right corner there. And I think your first quest will be to go up to the bandit outpost. Fortunately, we can run along the way here. We have this. Oh, actually, let me go through the map as well. You see on the outside of the map there are a lot of names out in the black. Those are all closed-off zones that you or other players can open up with different types of keys. And then there's a better loot in there and harder monsters, etc. So, but let's pick it up. But because we have a big map, we have also made these haste shrines that you can take. So they help you maneuver the map a lot faster. Are you playing a mouse and keyboard or controller?
Was controller. I switched to mouse and keyboard.
Okay, yeah, I suggest that.
Okay.
Yeah. As you can see, it is fully playable with controller, and we have a QA guy that only plays it. Oh. But it's something where we had parity at some point, and then now we're focusing on making PC fully done, and then we'll catch up with controller. But the idea is to have a sim launch on PC and definitely Xbox, but maybe also others. Yeah, so you got hit.
Yeah, I've noticed that it really does.
You should have. So basically, I can try and show you, but a lot of it is like just avoiding the big indicators, and then you'll see that enemies can also be sidestepped. So some of them you have to learn that you should run away from them when they attack, and others you need to sidestep, and that way they all have different patterns. But yeah, nice.
Okay, see, the problem was I was playing it like an MMO.
Yep, you're just standing in front and dealing and taking hits. Yes. Yep. We have on average currently the stat is that people extract on their fourth attempt. So don't feel bad if you take a bunch of damage in you. And you even have me warning you. So I'll go through this one. You do have healing potions. Oh, I should probably do that. Say that as well.
Yes.
They are heal over time, and they don't stack. So they basically, and then you wait a bit. They have cast time. We essentially we don't want a combat to be about like who brought the most potions.
Right.
So that's why they're a little bit hard to use in combat. Sometimes you can kind of like just close the door. Sometimes you can kind of like run around the corner and then quickly drink a potion in combat, but you should not rely on having them in combat, which again means that even in PvP you need to really focus on not getting hit. Oh, somebody went into one of the other areas. I can just show you on the map what I meant. This. The wolves. The whole forest is against us. Cool. If you open the map now, you can see at the bottom, or maybe you don't remember, but that whole elemental cave was black before. And somebody opened it up over at the green gate, so we will be able to go in there as well. You can see there are chests there. There's this portal that spawns more fat loot and more stuff. So there's an incentive to run in there when somebody else does it. Maybe even get the jump. But let's focus on the first quest first, and then in the second one we can go into a mission. Another player on the left. Heal up if you have a potion still.
I have one left, yeah.
Alright. That was a lot of damage. I have to stay up in the side here.
Oh, I'm down. Okay.
Oh, me too. Then when we die, you get to spectate some of the other players running around in here. And then we keep half of the materials.
Okay, so when it comes...
I took...
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah, so I basically took... I misstepped right into his Ultra and lost like 80% of my health. So that was a silly move. But when you come out... out of this.
Okay, so is there equipment that's exclusively for certain types? Like, there's equipment that can only be equipped to the tank types or to range type heroes?
No, we have a little bit of leftover from previously, but we basically swapped. The whole point of the game is to make something for mobile players, like people who are very excited about MOBA games should recognize the systems and the features when they come in, and then it's basically introducing them to the extraction core loop and the extraction mechanic. So giving an extraction game to people who really like MOBA games. So for that reason, we've also gone with the items being equipable by everyone.
Okay.
There are definitely different classes will have preferences for sure. Like if I like to build the druid primarily with attack damage, so I'll look for gear with attack damage. But if I find something else, I can still put it on and will have an effect. It's just not as good as I want it to be. So I get small upgrades, and then every now and then I get now I got the upgrade I really wanted.
Okay.
Cool. Do you want to try another? Or
Yep.
just make sure that you click if it says challenges and perks and etc. Then if we can. And
I am a little guy. Won't have a perk. I just.
got it.
But I'm fine.
Cool. Yeah. So now we died. That makes it perfectly normal, especially in the beginning. And what we then do to make the tough experience of getting into the game palpable is that there's a bunch of progression that is guaranteed, especially early on. Basically, you completed a quest even though you failed to extract. You are going to get experience points that will level you up and give you perks, even if you fail to extract. Once you start extracting, then you get more experience and you obviously get better gear and more rewards and all. But you should feel a constant increase in power and progression, even if you fail. And that has worked well enough in the test that we've had.
Honestly, I do like games that rewards players for playing and trying. I think that's one reason why I'm not very good at extractions, because when I do die and I lose everything, I kind of feel like I don't want to keep playing.
Yes. Yeah. No, and it's also like the extraction games that are out there, both Tarkov and Dark and Hunt Showdown, etc. They are quite hardcore. They're on the hardcore side. And what we want to do with this, both for the audience but also the style, is to push it a little bit more towards mid-core, and that's where like losing things is less, or is a little bit more frowned upon. Like I play a lot of hardcore games. If I lose stuff, I go like, yeah, that's part of it, and I'll jump on the horse and do it again. But when we pitch it to this audience, it needs to be a little bit softer and more friendly on that side. So that's why you actually get quite a lot of gear once you start playing in a normal match. Also from all the quests, you get some more gear. You get potions, things you can equip. Then you learn how to craft, and then because you extract with half of the materials every time, you'll often be able to craft gear. So even if you die and you lost everything that you brought in most cases you will have gear in your storage that you can then put on, or you will have something that you can craft and then put on. So that's how we kind of get around that feeling, because that is, especially in the other ones, they just don't seem to care about how you feel in the first hour or two, which is a different approach to, though it has its own charm, but we definitely want to do something else with it.
So how many players could we potentially run into? Because that map was pretty big. It's a nicely sized maps. So on average, the full lobby, even how many players would be on that one map?
It's up to 10.
Okay.
And then and because we spawn in different places, we generally or often have some time in the beginning before you start hearing somebody, or you come across a door that's open, or some mobs that are dead or looted, etc. And you start seeing traces of them. But you're doing your quest, you probably have a goal, maybe it overlaps with somebody else, and then you run into people. But then we have an encroaching circle. So towards the end of the game, it will, like a battle royale, kind of reduce the space. And then players will generally be pushed together and then in towards some of the extraction portals. If you look at the map right now and see where we are, then to the left of the Venom Web Hollow, there are two group extraction portals. And for us playing a duo, That's what we should aim for in the end.
Okay.
And then the whole point is, of course, that others will also do that. People who play solo, they will be able to see solo portals on the map. I think it's 3 that are there. Basically to, again, give solos an opportunity to play in a map where there are bigger teams and then still be okay. Should grab this one. Oh, actually, let's take the teleporter. I'll do that instead. So because the map is big and we still want people to be able to respond when others when others open an area, then we have these teleporters and base friends. I'll focus now. Go. Nice. Yep, they hit hard. Heal up as soon as you
I'm
can.
assuming as I go through and I get armor, it becomes a bit more. There's a player over here.
Yeah, player, look out. He might not attack. Let me just hide in the bush. Heal up while you can. Thank you.
Unfortunately, I have them.
I have some here. Pick them up.
Okay.
If you grab one, yeah, you can probably buy the teleporter. But if you go up, you can run through. There's a 3-second cooldown. So if you run through, then I'll come through 3 seconds after. You basically run up to that one and activate it. I'll hold him off in the meantime. I'll be there in a second.
All right, I told.
He's not there. Not there. Cool.
Oh, I need a herb sickle.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of gathering materials in here, different tiers, and the easy ones can be picked up with like your hands, but the others will need a tool for it. The same for mining. Ow. There we go. Loot up their things. Oh, this one has I had an extra armor piece, so you can switch this one.
Oh, okay.
And heal up while you can. Because all of a sudden you're in combat and then you cannot.
Oh, so you can only heal outside of combat.
No, you can heal in combat, but it's a 2-second cast time.
Oh,
so
okay.
you generally don't want to do it in the middle of combat because somebody would be. Oh, there we go, attacking. So you might also see that sometimes the enemy lights up and then it's or become purple and says vulnerable. If you hit them during that debuff they have, then you deal double damage. So it's just to have more mastery. After you've learned how to not get hit by them, then there's another level of mastery in timing your attacks, because it will often make sense to hold off on like a big damaging effect if you know that they're gonna become vulnerable soon. And each of the enemies, they become vulnerable at different skills that they're using. So for this bandit trapper, I think it's when he throws his trap, he becomes vulnerable. And for others, it will be when they charge or when they use their shield or whatever it could be. So you kind of have to learn when they do it, and then try and respond and predict. We are trying to get over to... Yeah,
Unfortunately, you're trying to loot everything.
No, but it's a good mentality. It's all about looting. But yeah, but just don't feel bad about it, because you're just holding the loot for someone else. That's the mentality in the looting crash game. Not really yours. Alright, let's move over here. Oh,
I do like that I at least do feel powerful. I feel I can at least contribute something.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, we should actually run up to the quest and then try and get into
Oh yeah, there's
the
a
other area,
quest.
the boss. Yeah, for you, the looting is the quest. I can hear that.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest issues with when it comes down to being an extractionist. Is like I just want to loot everything.
It's all good. Oh, we should probably kill the one taking. Because obviously the balance is sometimes. Oh, no,
Oh,
that's
there's a player.
well,
I didn't even
yeah.
see him.
No, he's hiding down there. Oh, he's hiding in the bush. Heal up if you still have a potion. I do have this one. I can.
I'm glad I got some armor though. The armor definitely.
Yes. Oh, he's over there. Need to run by. Oh, actually, let me show you something. If you click escape and go to settings, then in general, there's camera movement mode, and we have two. There's either none, which is just where it's locked, or you have camera panning, where you can pull you can basically scout in a direction by pulling the cursor in that direction,
Oh,
and then we have
okay.
camera rotation, and then you can adjust the camera panning speed. But it basically means I can look in that. I can see him. He's coming now. All right, he ran off. Cool. Let me know when you're happy with what you have there. Then you move on. Can't miss any of the boxes. It's also the different chests have different content. You kind of learn. The ones with the red lid will always have a gray piece of gear, like a common gear, that you can equip. It might be something you already have, so it's not always that it's beneficial. And then some of the wooden boxes, they will always have crafting materials. There are others that will always have an uncommon item. There's some learning. Oh, look out! Learning in what they have and do. Didn't hit by that one. I hate that both. You can check it out. I'll just open the door. Yeah, so we need the first quest. There's more like for the quest. There's obviously lore and text for all of them. You can read afterwards if you're into it. But in short, we need to find a scout that has been sent in here, and he's unfortunately here. The first quest. We also have some of those enemies ambushing from the bushes.
Oh wow.
And we have named elite ones. You can see the regular ones are just called bandit prepper. But we have a named one that walks back and forth with his little posse. And we should probably try and take him out and then move to the north here, up against the other. Let's try this. Get my flowers and I'm good.
So in its current state, when it comes to leveling differences, where maybe I just got started and I'm like level 2 and you're level 10, will the enemies in the game, sans the players, would they actually change depending on the lower level player, or do they just randomize?
They don't change.
Okay.
So you always know what they are, and it also means that when you have a bit of gear, if you come back to an enemy that used to kill you, then you will be able to kill it. And then what we have is like different tiers of difficulties. There are different areas where there are harder enemies. This is only a single one. I think we should be able to take it. So this is the named elite. We might as well keep going. Oh, okay. Now I got all my flowers up and running. Oh.
I'm trapped.
Yeah, careful. And use your dash if you suddenly we almost have him now. There we go. Heal if you have any. And then if you loot him, I'll just stay here. Oh, bunch of Boots and helmets. Do you have a helmet?
I have boots, but no helmet.
I'll drop a helmet here. Oh, we've been too slow going up here. I'll just show you what it is instead. So we move up. Okay. So we'll open up into the graveyard, which has a bunch of werewolves and also a boss. We likely won't be able to do it in time, but at least I can do it. And I think from the elite that you just looted, you found something called Barrier Banisher. Sorry, let's get this. We never. Cool. Right? Did you find a Barrier Banisher?
Rune of Breaking.
Rune of Break. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's the name and code is different from what it was called something else. So those are used to open these doors. And you'll see how that works now. Go over here. I think you could get addicted to looting.
That's always been my biggest problem, to be honest.
It's all good.
That's why so many players get a jump on me.
Always looting. So as you can see now, it opened up on the map. And there's we won't be able to make it in there, but there's the big icon up there is a Void Cleric. That's tough to fight. I would not go with what we have now and try and take her out, but I just wanted to show what it is, and then show you the principle of like that area opened and all players were informed about it as well. So even if you go in, it's going to be with the risk of somebody deciding to join you. Oh, if you see on the minimap, there's a storm coming.
Okay, so there's a storm. I was wondering what that was.
Oh, there's a big bag for you to loot here. While I check, we should probably try and get back down to the portals. Yeah, we should. All right, let's try this way. We also have some stone circles. You see the northern one that we're gonna run through. There is this whole druid and werewolf theme, and also elementals, and we go in different parts of the map and find. Oh, we need to run actually. I need to find some cursed moonstones. Oh, let's dash. Just open the door and let's get out real quick if we can. As soon as we get out of the circle, we start taking damage. So try and hurry down here. We probably need to actually keep running. Yeah, follow me. So the circle will end in the middle of, or not in the middle of the map, but on the map you can see a white circle, and that's where this encroaching circle will end. And there's going to be a portal in the middle in the end. It is often contested by other players, but we can all take it out. So if people are friendly, we can all be good. If they're not, then it's a little bit harder. These will explode. Oh, wait, whoa.
Oh, jeez.
I ran right into that. Alright, see if you can make it. Yeah, keep running.
Can you pick up a down player?
Yes, you can, but don't worry about it. The circle is too close. So keep running down here. Yes. Look out for those and use your dash to get through when they're about to explode. Oh, another player. Just go by him. Use dash to go right. Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm slowed.
Yeah, I know. Alright, this is when you have to get out, but just survive for 30 seconds.
Oh, goodness.
There's another one. Oh, still going. It's good. You can run a bit away. You don't have to stand in the circle for 30 seconds.
Cool,
just
cool.
Come back. Wait, look out. Oh.
Down.
That was a little bit intense.
I didn't.
Right.
I thought I had to stay in the middle.
No, yeah, it should have been clear. Yeah, basically when you find that there are these group portals that you activate, and then it'll count down 45 seconds, and at the end of those 45 seconds, it'll spawn some enemies along the way. But at the end of the 45 seconds, anyone who's standing in the circle at that time will get extracted.
Oh, wow.
And then that's also one of those that will be in the middle of where the circle ends. So basically, towards the end, you should have to be where it's all going towards, and then you'll get out. sometimes people are friendly, and sometimes they're not. I've seen this correlation. Like if I show up with very little health, people seem to be less friendly.
I guess it is a good way to ensure that I survive.
Yes, exactly. Because they don't know if they can trust me, right? So
Right.
a little bit of the shoot first, ask later. That's all, just in case. Okay, I unfortunately have to. I need to run for another one in 5 minutes.
Yes,
I
no.
can answer questions if you have any.
No, I mean basically we went through all of this, so we know that it's now called Vaultbreaker.
Yeah.
What does the roadmap look like? Do we have maybe a 2025 release or at least an early access plan?
Yeah, either I can't talk too much about it in detail because there's many things that can change. Basically, in scope, if we want to do more or if we want to do less, if we want to do an early access early or a bit later, it's a little bit like that. But there's definitely there are things happening in both 25 and in 26.
Okay.
Let me put it like that. And also people can kind of wait for it to some of the stuff like Steam Next Fest and all other of those bigger events. That's also where they should look out for this.
Okay. So my last question: you guys already had the ability for players to get in and play the game a little bit via Twitch drop. Will that continue now that we know that it's called Volt Breaker, or will that test come to an end and players have to wait for a new phase?
No, we'll still have it on Twitch Drop. I don't know if it'll be called the exact same way. I think it'll also run when we do the world reveal, like the next, basically the upcoming test that will be here on the 30th. Okay. Either way, we are collaborating with Twitch all the way. The only reason I could see for it to not be during world reveal if there's some technical reason for us not to be able to do it. But we're gonna be doing it from now on and until the end of the game. Like Twitch is really important for us. We try to design quite a lot around having Twitch valuable moments or things that are really good on stream, and also to integrate with the different tools and APIs that they have. So for sure, there will be more Twitch.
Okay, and with that, man, I'm good to go. I'm gonna keep playing because it is pretty interesting. I want to see how I do on a solo run, and I'm gonna try to level this little guy up because I actually like him.
Sounds good. And if you do want to play more, then I suggest I saw you already posted on Discord.
Yes.
People are generally happy to help out both the questions and for helping out if people are starting. So if you later want a duo, I suggest jumping in there and asking around.
All right. Awesome.
All right. Cool, man. That was fun. Thanks for joining. I hope you had fun.
Oh, thanks for walking me through the game and answering my questions as we played, even though I got you killed a couple of times.
All good. All good.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time.